You've been working in the UK for the last 7 or 5 years as a healthcare assistant. How is the work?
Uh, Thank you, bro. Let me take this opportunity to greet your audience.
All right.
Um, it hasn't been that bad. It hasn't been that bad. We've gone through thin and thick, and for my side, I would say it has been good. It has been great for me, and thank God that it happened. But I don't have any much comments. But I think it's been great. Yeah.
But I think people have been complaining so much about that profession and living in UK. Do you think that that kind of work, healthcare assistant in UK, it's something that many people are just confused because many people in Africa think that you just get up and you just come to UK and start to work as a healthcare assistant. To start with, do you think you need to be in the health profession in Africa before you could become a healthcare assistant in UK?
Thanks for your question. No. In the UK system, I would say no. Both of us have, been living in Finland for quite some time now, and we know the system in Finland. In Finland, you can't go into the health sector without having some degree or maybe some knowledge in the, about that field. But in the UK, it's not like that. It's quite different. In Finland, for instance, to be a healthcare assistant, you have to be in the university for about 2.5 or 3 years. But UK is way different because I remember when I went there, when I moved to the UK and I wanted to do that work, I didn't need to have any kind of experience or some background in the healthcare sector.
Okay.
I was just recruited into it, and you do like it's a kind of apprenticeship where like
Okay.
they train you whilst you are working.
Okay.
So that's how the UK system is.
So it means anybody in Africa can just come to UK, get recruited, and then start to work as a healthcare assistant.
Yeah, they will train you in the UK. There are the difference. There are some slight difference. Some company may decide to give you some short training, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or some months before you start. Some also can take you straight away, and then pair you with somebody who has the experience.
Okay.
So maybe 2 or 3 of you go. I mean, let's say if it's a domiciliary kind of work, you go as you go. They train you like when they are working, they will ask you to assist them.
Okay.
Take this, do that, and as time goes on, within some 1 or 2 weeks, you will
get
get
used to it.
acquainted.
Okay.
With whatever they are doing, then you start working.
That sounds impressive. So it means people in Africa are just free to come to UK to come and start to work.
Yeah.
So there's no need to fear. Maybe somebody might say, "Oh, how can I get recruited to come to UK to be the healthcare assistant?" Somebody says, "My brother or my sister got recruited by a scam, and because he or she is not trained." So it means it's a genuine way of employing you in the UK.
It's a genuine way. The only difference is that the care work in the UK. The only difference is that we have the typical care work. Those who don't do any kind of observations, and they only do this kind of manual handling and cleaning and that kind of thing. So that one is basic, and anybody can do it. Yeah, when they give you 1 or 2 kind of training. But in the hospital setting, it's quite different because you need to know how to take temperatures. You need to have to the general observation.
You need to be a nurse to do that.
You don't need to be a nurse, but they need to train you to use certain basic kind of equipment and facilities before you are able to do it. So that one, you need to be able to have some kind of educational background, and then with that background, they will give you the little training as to how to use some up machines, how to use bladder scanning, maybe ECG machines, and that kind of thing. So after giving you that training, then you are ready to go. But the when you work in the care homes and also domiciliary, it's basically giving this basic normal personal care.
Okay.
So that one is easy. I mean, very easy to do. So it doesn't need too much of skill to
So
do.
to do that.
Yeah. So those are the disparity. Those are the little difference that I can.
Okay, take us
mention.
through something very basic. In UK, you have the NHS, right? Mm-hmm. What is the difference between this NHS and then the agency work?
Okay, thank you. The when we say agency or the NHS, that is National Health Service, that one is. I think NHS is the biggest employer
Okay.
in the whole UK.
Is it that government?
It's government
So
assisted, so
okay.
it's a kind of government setting. So,
Okay.
and it's a very big kind of setup.
Okay.
Yeah, and governments, the budgets that government has to consider concerning that kind of sector is so huge. So NHS is quite different from the agency. The agencies are normal companies, healthcare companies. You understand? Normal healthcare companies, separate entities,
Okay.
and these separate entities, most of them have their own care homes or nursing homes, and sometimes they can also have this basic kind of skill our education concerning healthcare.
Okay.
So they train. They have some of them have a sector where they train people in the healthcare. I mean, to give basic healthcare. So sometimes after having their own kind of employees, they tend to also train some other people who wants to come into the healthcare sector.
Okay.
So either after the training, it's either you stay with them or you can get your certificate and apply job in other areas.
Okay.
After that, they can also recruit, train, and then try to give this kind of skilled workers to the NHS
Okay.
or any other healthcare sector that might need their services.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that difference is very, very simple.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the agencies is simply, the government sector, the NHS is so broad and they have a lot of jobs.
Okay.
Lot because
So
the healthcare
they need to
sector,
open up so
yeah,
that
the
private people can
healthcare
also come
sector
in.
in the UK is so huge.
Okay.
It's like they need a lot of employees to be able to take up that job. So sometimes they are always in need of workers.
Okay.
So they tend to look outside to get workers from this kind of other companies who have more hands and needed to, I mean, give to delegate or to give some of the workers to the NHS to help.
All right. Thanks for the explanation. But let's come to this serious issue where we have many African migrants being recruited from third world countries or predominantly in Africa. They get to UK and some of them, the job that they were promised is not available. Or two, they get limited hours to work. Week three, they complain that this kind of amount they are being paid cannot cater for themselves whilst in the UK. So let's start with each other. What do you think is the cause for many third world countries or African migrants who come to UK and then start to complain about the kind of jobs they were promised before they came and the jobs are not available?
Okay, thank you. This question is very broad, and I'll take my time to explain.
Okay.
I mean, as much and as far as I know
can.
and I can.
Yes.
Yeah. The problem here is that those who are coming in with this care kind of certificates. Sometimes the problem some of them may have is that they don't do their due diligence before they come. Some of them they just hear that There's this care worker. They are taking so many people. I mean, there's this opportunity in the UK. So when we've heard that when you go there, when you get there, you get a job, and they are being paid this amount and that kind of amount, without thinking of how much they are going to pay for their rent, how much they are going to use for
living
their
expenses,
living
food,
expenses, food,
transport.
and all the other amenities or whatever.
Yeah.
They only think about the money they told them that, oh, they say when you work at the end of every month, you are going to get 2,000, you are going to get 1,006, without thinking of paying rent, paying electricity bill, I
Yes.
mean, buying clothes and
Other things.
transportation and other things. That is the first issue. The second issue you mentioned is most of them are complaining that the care agencies deceived them without telling them that they didn't have jobs, and now they came and there are no jobs for them and that kind of thing. Okay. I don't think any care agency that are bringing the people it is their kind of business. You understand?
Yes.
It is their kind of business. So I don't think any of them will take their time to explain to you that, oh, when you come, we are going to give you the. Of course, that is the promise. Like in the tree video, I made mention that some of the agencies, they went too far.
Okay.
You understand? I mean, they were a bit greedy to have taken a lot of slots which they didn't actually have at the moment they were applying for the jobs from the home office. You understand? But I would think that is their business, because they thought they could make money out of it. So it is up to you, the applicant coming. You have to do your due diligence to know whether this company has jobs or they don't. Because if a company contacts you back home and say, hey, we have job coming, we can help you to get a visa, you also have to try to get people who are over there, ask them a lot of questions. Are you sure this company, they have jobs and that kind of thing?
That would be a very tough thing to do.
It's a very tough job to do. So, and even even back at home, if somebody asks the one who is in the UK about these questions, and the person tells that the person at home the reality, you might not even take it.
Yeah, they will not even believe it. Yeah.
As long as the person wants to come to Europe, whatever you tell him or her, you might not. I mean, listen. You understand? So this is what brought about all the confusion. But I would say here that in as much as there are no the promises they gave them, some of them weren't true. The actual visa thing wasn't a bad idea. Because let's take it as some people come to Europe, they pay money to get a visa, and they come and they don't have, maybe they give them some 1 month visa,
They
2
don't have
month
the
visa.
residence to live.
They have to pay 5,000 and above, and they come here after 1 month, the visa is expired, and they have to find their way
Become illegal immigrants.
You understand? Here is a case: you are coming to Europe and you have a 5-year visa, you have a 3-year visa. You understand?
Not just a resident permit.
Not just a resident permit with a working permit.
Yeah, with a working permit, with the right to work.
Right to work.
Yes.
So I think in a way it's not a bad thing. You understand? It's not that bad. The only problem is that there was this misunderstanding between the main applicants and the dependents.
Okay.
That in a way the agencies did not give them a brief or a detailed explanation as to
about it.
Who is who. I mean, who the duties.
Of
each of them.
Yes.
Because the main applicant has some duties that the dependent doesn't know. And the dependents also didn't know much about what is going to happen when the main applicant goes
outside the track.
Outside the track. You understand? This is the problem. This is the problem that is, cropping up. That we are hoping that what we are thinking shouldn't come true, because if it happen like that, it's going to bring a lot of confusion and a lot of problems.
Okay. All right. So I think, as my brother is just saying, before you get these kind of opportunities, ask basic questions or do your own homework, as we usually say, before you just move to the UK, because that is something you believe many people failed to do. All right. So let's come to another concept of salary versus living expenses. In your own view, give us a rough amount. How much will a care assistant earn as an hourly rate?
Like I already mentioned, we have basic carers that do normal personal care work. Some of these kind of carers, they do domiciliary and home care and that kind of thing. And basically, the employers, they just pay the normal minimum wage, which ranges, I think, 10 point something or 11 point something.
Pounds.
Yeah, I think it ranges between 10.4 and 11.7 or something like that. That is the basic rate that most of us, most of these basic healthcare assistants, that's the minimum.
And you're supposed to work about 37.5 hours.
And for the hospital setting, or most of the popular care agencies, the basic that everybody is supposed to work is 3 days a week.
Okay.
And the total amount of hours, the total number of hours that you're supposed to work is about 37.5.
Okay.
Which in a way, you do 3 days a week, and once in every week you have to do 4.
Okay.
4 days in the week to amount that 37.5 they are looking for. But in even in the healthcare, in the NHS setting, apart from your 37.5 hours, which is the basic, there's also a bank shift or the overtime that you can also apply for. Maybe, so if you do your normal 3 days, you can also apply for bank shift for
maybe
2 days and add it to it, or even 3 days, and you rest for 1 day.
Okay.
So as to how much a healthcare assistant can make depends on the individual.
How many hours?
How many hours and the strength and yeah. So that's how that one also works.
So roughly, you can be making around maybe 1,000.
So the basic, if you are in the NHS, the basic I think should be 1,600, 1,700. That's the basic.
Like 1,600 pounds.
Yeah, take home.
Okay.
That one you should get, and then maybe if you are able to do more, then
you might
that
cross
one,
2,000.
yeah, you might cross that.
And how much do you think a single person living in a single apartment might cost?
A single apartment, I think, if I explain it in the other video, a single apartment, we have different kinds of apartments, and shared apartments. And, in the UK kind of apartments, some of the rooms are bigger than the others. So if you look even in the most smallest, the most smallest room you get, I think you for this current
Economic
situation, I think for all inclusive, you are not going to pay anything less than £400.
Okay.
£400. Some can take,
and that is like a shared apartment.
Yeah, that's a shared apartment.
And when you live in a tiny, it's the one apartment that is like a box. Where in UK, people sometimes they live in a box. When I was studying in Manchester, I had this apartment that fits only the size of my bed.
Yeah.
So I use I just walk straight to the bed. And I just
you go and reverse as you come back. Yeah.
It was just some of the funny moments in my life in the UK. I said, what kind of room is this? Like the room is just the size of my bed, and then I had a very tiny space where I can put maybe my bag, and that's it.
Yeah. That one can even go not less than 300 or 350.
Yeah. By that time it was very expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, anyway, so the cost in renting an apartment in UK, you need to be prepared because in UK, you might get a kind of room that you might not even expect that you're going to live in that.
Yeah.
But all in all, you believe it's good to do.
I think it's okay. If to me, if you get that opportunity, I always tell any other person that I meet like that. If you are from Africa, if you are not from a well-to-do family, then the only chance you have is to travel.
Okay.
Yeah. Me, for instance, traveling has really helped
Helped
me.
you.
So I know I've been hearing people back home saying that, oh, it's not good to be in abroad. They're doing some shitty kind of jobs. Some of them are washing the teeth off of
The
the
horse
horse's teeth and that kind of so
And do
many
you think
things,
that's true?
doing dishwashing and that. But what I would say is that. Somebody can be washing a horse's teeth in over here,
And
but
we're making a
but
lot
will
of
make
money.
a lot of money. Somebody will be doing dishwashing, somebody will be doing cleaning, but you can't compare that person doing the same cleaning back home.
Yes.
So it's not that bad. It depends on the individual how you save your money. Even if you want to go live back home, you can have you can time yourself. Maybe you want to be here for 5 years, 10 years, save money, get your capital, and move
Then
back
you
home
move
if
back.
you want to. But the person who will come and do cleaning here for 5 years, if it's a wise person and will be able to save money, compared to somebody who is doing the same cleaning work back home, the difference is so huge.
It's huge.
You understand? So I will not discourage somebody who wants to come to Europe or
That's
who
true.
wants to travel.
That's
I will never do that. So the same thing applies to this kind of care thing that is going on. If you have the opportunity, I will not tell you not to come.
Okay.
But the only thing I will tell you is to do
Your homework well.
homework well.
So in the nutshell, you believe recruiting companies, they are not scamming people.
No,
It's genuine.
it's genuine.
Two, you
You
come.
get a visa. As
Okay.
long as you get a visa,
Then it's genuine.
what else? What you
What is
want
this
a
term?
visa and
Yeah,
you
got
got
a
it.
visa.
A visa with work permit.
Yes, and you come, you are aside the kind of work that you have. You also have extra 20 hours to work.
To work.
Okay, so let me ask you this kind of question because it was also a question that somebody asked me. Is it that the company that recruits you from maybe Africa or any third world country to come to UK, you are stick to that particular company alone, or you can do any other work?
Yeah, the other time I think when we did the tree version, I think I said something, but I think I will say it a bit differently here. I will explain it a bit better here. If you are the main applicant and you are brought in with this care system, you are only allowed to do only care work.
Okay.
But the thing is, apart from working for your employer,
Mother company.
the mother company, you can also do other work, but only 20 hours.
So what it means is if a company A employs you in Africa to come and do a care work for it in UK, aside doing that care work, you also have the opportunity to do any other work,
Other work.
being it cleaning, driving, or any other work
Yeah,
for 20 hours.
20 hours
in a week.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I don't know. I don't know whether that one is any other work, but you can do any other healthcare work,
Aside the mother company.
but 20 hours.
20 hours.
Only
Okay.
20 hours.
Okay.
If you are not working for your company and you are working for any other company, that one should be 20 hours.
Okay.
That's how it is.
Okay,
But
it's
for the
understood.
dependent candidate, he can work for any other company.
Any
and can do
business,
any
hours.
Any hours.
So it means when you get to the UK, the dependents seem to have more and wider opportunities than the main
Than
applicant.
the main applicant. This is some I don't know how to put it. This is, I think in some time to come, it's going to create some problems between the two, the main and the dependent, because the dependent, some of them will say, you depend on
brought you
me
here,
and I'm not
why are you
working
getting
and
a
you are
lot of
working
job?
and you are getting a
But-
lot of money and
but
everything.
I think-
But all in all, the two have to find a way of coexisting in this kind of situation. You understand? Because other than that, it's going to bring so many confusion. And from now onwards, I will advise, if it is possible, that the agencies who are bringing them should be able to educate them concerning
explain
this.
a lot of things to them.
Concerning this kind of disparity, so that when they are here, you understand, or before they come, they know the responsibilities are attributed
each
to
person.
each of them.
Okay.
You understand? So that kind of conflict wouldn't arise
I think
anymore.
it's well explained, and I think I believe anybody who watches us will get this clear
Yeah.
explanations about this kind of thing. So be careful if you are the main applicant or you are the dependent. You both had responsibilities to operate. But then there's this funny thing that anytime that the main applicant loses his or her resident permit, you the dependent also. You get affected. You're also gonna lose your resident permit.
That's also
All right.
true.
So thank you very much, Clement, for the explanations
Thank
and
you,
your time
Bango.
on this podcast.
Thank you.
Bye. So, if you have not subscribed to our platform, kindly do so, because we only give more educative programs, as we've actually done with my brother here, who is a care assistant based in the UK.